Hello, everybody, and welcome to the new podcast of the Barça Buzz channel. This is Marco here, and with me I have Rishav and Harsh Pinj. Hello, Rishav.
Hello.
And hello, Harsh. How
Hello,
are you
everyone.
guys?
Yeah, great. How about you?
I am fine. I'm great. A bit
And what
excited
about
about tomorrow, but we have many topics to talk about today. So we'll start now. First of all, I would like to talk about the concept of this show. Every topic we'll talk about, we have a timer set for 5 minutes. It means that we have to speak quick and be relevant to the topic. After 5 minutes, no matter where are we will have to move along to the next topic. All right? We will start with the first topic, Messi plus the board. Before we begin, we have to talk about Messi. Messi is having a riot with the board. He did this interview about 2 weeks ago, and yesterday, when he said his goodbye farewell message to Suarez, he blasted the board. How did you feel about it?
when Neymar left? Then the calamitous signings such as Coutinho for 120 plus millions, the Griezmann for 120 millions. Then we actually brought Coutinho from China for one season, only one season. He stayed for one season and it cost around 40 millions. Then other side too, like Nelson Semedo didn't work out. The left backs who were brought into competition to Jordi Alba, but neither of them worked out. Lucas Digne being one of the examples, he's doing quite well at Everton now, but he flopped at Barcelona. Then we have Gerard Deulofeu, another Formula Masia product. He was brought in from like Watford, I think, or was he at Everton? The main thing being the signings plus some situations like Messi being blamed on every situation, like he headers the board, or he being dragged into every big topic of Barcelona. These things actually it stockpiled into Messi's mind. That being the main problem, and then the 8-2 defeat at Bayern, it exploded Messi, and that's it. And then the way that board treated his best friend, actually, Luis Suarez.
We will talk about the Suarez treatment in the next topic. We don't want to miss the time of this one. What do you think, Harsh?
Yeah, like Rishav said, it's all about the signings, and Messi's known that, this is like all the signings have been, not the right profile that Barca needs. But I also feel like it's the treatment of legends, like Dani Alves, for example, how he was treated and how he left to Juventus, a direct competitor in the 16 against Juventus. One, then Neymar, he was roughly treated with the court cases and that. Although Neymar is partly blamable for this, like the treatment of Barca players is been cruel under this board. Even Puyol, Xavi, Iniesta, and now we can see with Suarez, a legend, not only Messi's friend, but a legend to this club. And how he's been treated, like, is not great, like how Rishav said. Yes. Suarez has also made mistakes along the way, but yeah, this is not the way, and Messi just wants to amplify it to the world and let everyone know.
Yes, again, we will talk about Suarez later. We will give it the amount of time. But about Leo Messi, many local newspapers and media sources are blaming him, actually, for not siding with the board and not being a good politician. So what do you have to say about it, Risha?
Yes, that's the main problem with another main problem with Messi. Actually, he being dragged into each and every matter related to Barcelona, non-footballing topics.
Yes, it has to deal with non-footballing topics, and he's a football player. He should play football, and the fact that he has to cope with all these things make him sad and make him want to leave.
Yeah, and also how we saw with the Barca Gate situation, the i3 Ventures, how they're attacking his family, his wife, then they even attacked, Pep and everyone. So when this news was released to Messi and everyone was aware, Messi didn't want to be silent, like how maybe Pique has been, or Busquets, Sergi Roberto. They're even captains of the team, and they haven't spoken up as often. And Messi's taken the charge, and he's still getting, he's still getting the criticism for speaking up. And when he doesn't speak up, he also gets the criticism. So honestly, I just don't understand how people go against him and how people publicly, shame him just for the things he does.
It seems like it's a lose-lose situation for him.
Yeah, it's a lose-lose situation, and I think that's what happens when you're the greatest player in the world and in the club.
Yeah, it's a bit unfair for him. No matter what he does, people will be critical towards him. Hopefully, when we will see Messi out of this club, we will know what we lost here. A legend, a true legend, the best player of all time, and he has to make up his mind. Moving on to the next topic. Now we will talk about Luis Suarez and his treatment. Was it fair? Was it unfair? Just a reminder that about 3 weeks ago, new coach Ronald Koeman, made a phone call to Luis Suarez, a 2 minutes phone call, and told him that he doesn't see him in his plans. He just said to him by the phone that he's about to leave the club. And yesterday it became official, and Luis Suarez became Atletico Madrid's new player, a direct rival. Let's start with Rishav. What do you have to say about that?
First of all, it should have been Bartomeu who should have informed Suarez about his departure. Rather, we all know he is a coward, and he left it upon a newly appointed Ronald Koeman, who was into his duties for about 1 or 2 days, I guess. And then he asked Suarez to leave, along with a few others, but Suarez was the biggest name in that list. Asked him to leave in a 1-minute phone call, which in a simple word, it's simply unfair.
Yeah, we're talking about the third best goal scorer in the club's history, and this is not the way to treat him.
We all wanted Suarez to leave, that's true. Yes, we all wanted Suarez to leave, that's true. But it should have been a better way, right? The third highest goal scorer.
Sure. Messi himself in his message said that he might have needed to leave. Suarez was getting older, he was getting unfit, but you should treat your legends better. This is the bottom line.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Harsh?
Yeah, exactly like you guys said. Everyone's saying online that, Messi wants Suarez to say, and he's his best friend, blah, blah, blah. Suarez is a legend, and all Messi said is that he needed to depart like a legend. The board have, like Rishabh said, the board told Koeman on his second or third day as a head coach to call Suarez, 1-minute phone call, and tell him to leave, pack his bags and leave. This shouldn't be the case. The board and Bartomeu, everyone should have met with Suarez, told him and he should have told them before the season actually started. So everything is a mess, and I mean, and this like Dani Alves' comments said, like, this isn't the first time, and it's just upsetting.
I saw a comment I think it was on Twitter, that someone said, well, you are because it's Bartomeu, then you are attacking him for forcing Luis Suarez out. And you didn't say anything when Laporta forced out Eto'o, Deco, and Ronaldinho. So about that, I would have to say that Laporta, when Pep was appointed as the new head coach, Laporta himself talked with Deco and with Ronaldinho and told them, that he's about to leave the club, that he wants them out. He did not send Pep as a new head coach. He did not send him to make a phone call. He did not force him out by a phone call. So let me say, it's a shame that how they treated Luis Suarez now. Honestly, it's a shame.
Yeah.
Let me stop here and we'll see what's going on with Rishav.
Like I said earlier only, that no matter what, Luis Suarez is a legend of the club. like the third highest goal scorer in the club's history, only behind Lionel Messi and Cesar Rodriguez, I guess. But
Yes.
he was treated, that's simply unfair in a word. We all wanted Suarez out, and there's no hiding it. But the way he was treated, it's bad. The third highest goal scorer being forced out of the club by the newly appointed coach within 1 or 2 days into his duties. Bartomeu should have done that. He should have informed Suarez himself about his departure. But we all know that he is a coward, and he left it upon a newly appointed Koeman to do that. Like Messi himself said yesterday through that Instagram post, and many Barca legends, including Eto'o and former players like Neymar and Cesc Fabregas backing him. It simply shows that each and everyone was against the board of Bartomeu. It should have been Bartomeu who should have told Suarez to leave, but he actually told it to a newly appointed Ronald Koeman, who informed Suarez to leave in a 1-minute phone call. It shouldn't be like that now.
Yeah. Moving on to the next topic. What's best for Ricky? I mean, Ricky Puig, of course. Just a reminder, a few days ago, Ronald Koeman told Ricky Puig that he doesn't see him play too many minutes, and it might be better for him to move on loan or play with Barca B. Ricky Puig himself said that he doesn't want to do that. He wants to stay and fight for his place and prove Koeman that he is wrong. Personally, Ricky Puig is one of my favorite players, and I would love to see him succeed in Barca. But is it the best thing for him right now? He's almost 21. And Ronald Koeman, the coach, the one that has to point his name and give him playing times, say to him, go on loan. Is it better for him? What do you think, guys? Rishal.
First of all, I would like to ask a question. Why did Ronald Koeman actually change the structure from 4-3-3 to a 4-2-3-1? Basically to fit in big money signings in Griezmann and Coutinho. Yes, there is the Frenkie de Jong issue too, but mainly due to the fact that both Griezmann and Coutinho do not fit into the 4-3-3 structure. And Ricky, he doesn't fit into the 4-2-3-1 structure. He's more of a number 6 or number 8, more of a number 8. A center midfielder, but in Ronald Koeman's structure, in this 4-2-3-1, there's no place for him. The only place he can play is the number 10 role. Behind the
he can't play the pivot, the defensive midfielder, and he can play the number 10.
But in the defensive midfield structure, mainly Frenkie de Jong and Miralem Pjanic will start together. And we also have Sergio Busquets and Carlos Delaney who can play there. Mainly it's the number 10 position, the central attacking midfielder behind the striker, where Ricky can yet fit into. But I guess Ronald Koeman opted for Philippe Coutinho to play there, and that's the main reason why he asked him to leave. But I would like to say that the best thing for Ricky to do now is to leave on loan. But another thing is that his contract actually expires in 2021.
What do you mean by that?
The current contract which he has, it expires in 2021 actually. There's less than 1 year left.
Yeah.
He must renew it.
If he doesn't get the promotion, we might lose him for free in a year. What do you think about that?
The thing is that even if we move back into the 4-3-3 structure with Messi playing as a false 9 and with Ansu Fati and Ousmane Dembele on either wings, a 4-3-3 can yet work. But what happens to both Griezmann and Coutinho? We spent over 400 billion, including wages, on both of them.
Yeah, the board doesn't want to sell them because no team actually would pay amount even remotely close to what we paid for them. And they can't play in the 4-3-3 formation. At least they didn't do well when they did play in that formation. So, Koeman had to change the formation for 4-2-3-1 because he preferred to play with them. Maybe he got orders from the board, I don't know, but he prefers to play with them and not with La Masia player, La Masia wonder kid, Ricky Puig. What do you think, Harsh?
Yeah, like Rishabh said, Ricky doesn't really fit in this position, in this formation. he plays as an interior, more like a number 6, number 8. But then, in this position, Koeman has deployed him alongside De Jong as the holding midfielder. And even though it's not his position, he's actually been one of the most impressive kids and just one of the most impressive players post-lockdown. So it seems like Koeman has had an agenda against him ever since he came. And, like us schoolers just don't know like what to process and what to think about this, because of course we want to see Ricky succeed in the colors of Blaugrana, but we also want him to get minutes and have some more experience. So if you think with your head, a loan seems really sensible for him to get some minutes, experience, but it could also be harmful, as other teams could also provide him with more game time if someone else comes as the board and if his place isn't guaranteed in the first team. So it's just a really uncertain topic, but yeah, those are just my thoughts because I can't give a definite answer from my behalf.
Hopefully, until next season, the board will change and maybe. Moving on to the next topic, do we need another striker? Now, after Luis Suarez left, do we need to bring another number 9? According to recent reports, we might look for Memphis Depay. Lautaro Martinez was a main target, but it seems like the board cannot buy a simple bottle of beer, so let alone bring in 100 million euros to Lautaro Martinez. So Memphis Depay seems like the logic option, although he's not a natural striker. So what do you think? Harsh, let's start with you.
Honestly, I just don't understand. It seems like Luis Suarez is irreplaceable at the moment because we can't find a like-for-like substitution, And Depay is just another wrong profile yet again. Like Griezmann, Coutinho, and now another player who likes to operate centrally, who likes to drop deep, play make a bit. And, it would just like add another, in my words, useless signing. Of course, with Ronald Koeman in the national team, he has played as a striker. He has done well, and he's been impressive. But for me, we can't be wasting the limited amount of cash we have received right now on yet another attacker. Like Ronald Koeman just said in his press conference before the Villarreal game, he said that the attack has been fantastic, it's good, it's working well, but then he pointed out the defensive deficiencies. So in my mind, why don't we just focus on signing Dest, a proper right back, and also investing some money into Eric Garcia or someone else? Because that's our main goal, shaping up our defense. We have lost.
I mean, take a look in the recent signings. Mm-hmm. We have Griezmann, we have Coutinho. Now we might have Depay. They are all free roll number 10 players.
Yeah.
They are all Messi-like players. And we already have Messi, who is the best in the world. So why invest so much money? I mean, hundreds of millions of euros on players who can't really fit. You want to bring a number 9, bring a number 9. You want to bring a winger, bring a winger.
Yeah.
Why bring another number 10? I mean, Depay does play as a second striker, or I don't know. I mean, he does play as a striker sometimes, but he's not a natural number 9. And if you don't want to play with a natural number 9, but with a false striker, then you have Messi, you have Ansu Fati, you have Griezmann already. So why investing in a new one, right?
I would also like to point out something. If people look at our defense in Rome, Anfield, even if you go back to Paris, Turin, and now Lisbon against Munich, we have lost by immense amount of goals. So if you think solving those losses by only replenishing our attack and polishing it up is our solution, that already tells you enough about this board and tells you about what Messi has been saying. They don't have a sporting project.
I mean, with Rome, you can say, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me, fool me thrice with Bayern. I don't know who else to blame. But yeah, that's the situation. Rishav, what do you think?
Like Harsh already said, that Memphis Depay is another wrong profile. He's another false nine or second striker, just like Messi and Griezmann, whom we already have in our team. And even in the Netherlands national team, Memphis Depay used to play as a false nine or second striker under Ronald Koeman. He must know about that. And both Steven Bergwijn as well as Quincy Promes played on either wings, with Memphis Depay dropping a bit back, and as well as creating chances for both of them and moving ahead to score. That was Memphis Depay's role in the Netherlands national team too. So I don't think there is any point behind signing Memphis Depay now, rather than limited amount of money which we receive sale to Wolverhampton. It should be spent wisely and to improve the defense. And that's it.
I couldn't agree more. All right, moving on to the next topic, and one of the hottest ones in here, I think. What's new with Serginho Dest? We hear so much new rumors. Like, it seems like every hour it changes. Now he's closer to Barca. An hour ago, he was closer to Bayern. Where will he finish this? When will we finish this topic? Guys, I will start with Harsh. What do you think?
Honestly, I'm a bit pessimistic about all these transfer rumors. I don't have too much hope when it comes to Barcelona anymore, sadly. But yeah, I mean, I feel like Serginho Dest in his heart, he would love to come to Barca. It's been his club. He's been repping it since. But I feel like Bayern's project, Bayern's eager. You saw them win the Europe Supercopa, I think, a few days back. You see that they are hungry for titles. They're dominating Europe currently. So why wouldn't a young player want to go there, right? Especially when the youngsters are given their chance to dumpster fire like Barcelona, right? So, of course, that type of thinking, it is tough to see how this deal will work out, especially with, our financial instabilities. So for me, as of now, it's still a 50-50 thing. And I'm not sure how I see this going, because with Memphis Depay still on the table, apparently, with this board, anything can happen. They might not even want to pursue Dest because Depay might be an easier target. So in my opinion, it's still a 50-50 deal, and I guess we'll just have to wait for more concrete information and not just speculation.
Right. Rishav, what do you think?
I think that both Bayern Munich and Barcelona have actually matched what Ajax want, and it's up to Serginho Dest to decide whether he wants to play at Barca and be a starter, or be at Bayern, who quite easily have a better sporting project, but be a backup for Benjamin Pavard. I think Pavard is actually not a right back naturally, but he plays as a right back in Bayern's team. So if Dest goes to Bayern, he will naturally be a backup option for Pavard. But in Barcelona, he will be a starter. And he has been a Barcelona fan since childhood, I guess. So that might be a reason why he may choose Barcelona over Bayern. And all the journalists actually are playing safe, in my opinion. Nobody knows what is going on. And for Barcelona, I guess they are trying to make out a payment formula for paying the 20 million euros upfront. One of the rumored options was to pay 12 millions now and 8 millions later. And that's what I think.
Yeah.
He will end up at Barcelona, I guess so. And the deal may be closed down after the Villarreal match, maybe on Monday or Tuesday. It will be official soon.
Yeah.
So do you think that he will move to Barcelona eventually?
Yes, he will. And there is another reason to play for Barcelona. It's the Messi factor. We want to play with Messi. more than a sporting project. Actually,
Yeah.
youngsters
I will
prefer
tell you
that.
what I think. I will tell you what I think. I think that if I'm Serginho Dest right now, a 19 years old right back moving from Ajax, and I have to decide if I want to go to Barca or to Bayern, I will have to decide either from my head or from my heart. If I'm speaking from my heart, thinking from my heart, Barca was his favorite team. He's a fan. He's a known fan of Barca, but Barca is a mess right now. Mess que un club, real mess que un club. And as for Bayern, it's a better sport plan right now. They have a better plan for him, and he did agree to their offer. Now Barca moved just as this board loves to do, and in the final minute try to hijack him,
Same like
they do from every now and then. Yeah, like Malcolm and like other Andre Gomez back then. I mean, this is something that our board loves to do. They have to, I don't know, sleep or eat pizza, or I don't know what they're doing in their meetings. And there they are waking up in the last minute and trying to hijack a player. So Serginho Dest is a good option. He's very young, but he can compete with Sergi Roberto on the starting spot. It will be a lot tougher for him in Bayern. So I really hope that he will come, but it will be very tough for him, for us. All right, so the next topic is the older players, Pique, Bussi, Alba, Sergi Roberto. What is their future in the club? Should they be here? I mean, after the Bayern loss, for me as a fan, I wanted everyone in the starting lineup to just leave the club besides Messi. And the four players mentioned here are part of it. I think that they can add their, let's say, matureness to the squad, to this young squad, but I would ask them to cut their salary. What do you think?
I think Rishabh can start this time.
Okay.
Yeah, Rishabh. What do you think?
I'll start player-wise, starting off with Mr. President, Gerard Pique. So, Pique is another legend of the club, as we all know. Played over more than 500 or 600 matches for the club. Should be a captain, in my opinion. But now his time at the club is coming to an end. And he should be a backup option to help the younger players coming up. But again, he should drop his salary. The wages the older players at our club, which they earn per week, is humongous. It's unbelievable, actually. That's for Pique. He must drop down to a backup option and not be a starter in every match. And then moving on to Sergio Busquets, and another player whom I don't think fit into the 4-2-3-1 structure, the double pivot structure. As we all know, he is a single pivot, and he probably the best central defensive midfielder of our generation. But again, he has lost his pace too, and with age, he has degraded, and it is quite natural, actually. And with Miralem Pjanic coming in, he should start with De Jong in the double pivot structure, and Busquets drop to the bench. And moving on to the next player, Jordi Alba. He should have left for his poor mentality after the Liverpool match. That's what I think. And as we were still leading by 2 goals at halftime at Anfield, and he was seen crying at the dressing room. And we lost that match. And even after he scored a goal against Real Sociedad, I guess, just before the lockdown, he celebrated by putting his fingers in his ears, as if he was shutting down the fans for criticizing him. So we need a new starting left back. Probably don't think Junior Firpo is a starter yet. Will move for someone like Jose Gaya from Valencia, but I don't think he'll come in as he's being made the captain there. And another option is former La Masia player Alejandro Grimaldo. But another player whose asking price is set high by Benfica, and don't think Benfica will sell another high-profile defender after they seemingly are selling Ruben Dias to Manchester City. And the last player, Sergi Roberto.
Yeah.
Is he a right back or a midfielder? It's still not clear. And probably Ronald Koeman, after he came in, he told that Sergi Roberto will be playing as a midfielder, but he has been playing as a right back. And with Nelson Semedo leaving, he will be one of the probable players who might start every match until we sign a new right back. And as you all know, Sergio Dest is only 19 years old, so he will have to compete with Roberto.
Yeah.
Roberto must stay in Barca, in my opinion, as a squad player only, but not as a starter. So that's what I will say.
Mhm.
And over to you, Harsh, now.
Yeah, I think you summed it up really well. And everything you said just shouts out bad management, bad player management. All of these players should have been talked and been indicated that they should be not first team, not like starters, not in the first team, first 11 like all the time, but they should be squad players. They should have reduced their salaries, because these are legends and we have to agree with that. But they don't have the legs, they don't have the quality anymore. Like with Busquets, I think we're seeing with Pjanic's arrival, he will be more of a sub once Pjanic gets in the rhythm of things. So that's a good. But then we're lacking in the defensive position with Pique. We don't have a like for like substitution. Even the Araujo is good. He's young.
And now moving on to the next topic, Ousmane Dembélé and his current situation. I will start by saying that about 2 years ago, I wrote an article about how the club should treat him just like they did with Messi in the start of his career. It means setting a personal trainer for him and doing a proper plan and private plan for him so he can make his hamstrings better and stronger, and he will not injure himself that so much. I'm really happy that Koeman set him with a proper plan. At least it seems so. It seems like this right now. Let's see how it will develop. I think that it's encouraging. What do you think? We'll start with Harsh.
It's sad to see Dembele being sidelined for, I believe it's like first 3 years with Barcelona, and I feel like now is the season where it's like now or never, because even though it's not his fault, I think a lot like the patience is running out, and he has qualities and he still has things to improve. But as you said, he needs proper trust, he needs encouragement, and he needs some support. Valverde never gave the support. He kind of just didn't put enough trust into him, never really looked after his physical side of the game. And then Quique Setien just didn't have enough time, and he was being like he was acted like a puppet by the board.
Yeah.
So I think hopefully we'll see encouraging signs from Dembele this season. Hopefully Koeman helps him out, and overall I'm just excited to see how things work out for him.
Right. And Rishav, what do you think about Dembele?
This is the make or break season for Ousmane Dembele, in my opinion, too, because he has been at the club for 3 years now. He was signed in 2017 as the Neymar replacement, and he has been sidelined with injuries, persistent injuries in hamstrings or ankles, or here and there. He has been out through injuries for longer periods. Then another thing is that he is into the 4th year of his 5-year contract now. So next year, if he doesn't perform this year, the club will surely look to sell him. And we all know that Liverpool and Manchester United both were linked to him. And another thing is that Ousmane Dembele, when he's fit, he's the second best attacker, in my opinion, in our squad after Messi, of course. And he has been unlucky. And the training at Barcelona may be a reason behind that. And another thing which I would like to say is that neither coach has provided him with the trust which he requires. First with Valverde, don't think Valverde trusted any player actually, neither Semedo nor Dembele.
Yeah.
And then Coutinho too, he played him as a wide midfielder in a 4-4-2. Both Coutinho and Dembele in his first 6 months in the starting of 2018, I guess, and then he's changed it to a 4-3-3, which affected both Coutinho and Dembele. And Dembele is actually a 4-3-3 player, but Coutinho, it affected him widely. And for Dembele, if he stays fit, I can see him starting regularly for Barcelona. He can be an impactful player and can win matches on his own, actually. We saw him actually score wonderful goals in the 2018-19 season, which for the longest part, he was fit, actually. I remember some goals against Tottenham Hotspur in the UEFA Champions League and also against PSV Eindhoven. So yeah, if he remains fit, Ousmane Dembele can be one of Barcelona's stars, actually.
I agree. I mean, the talent is there. He has the talent. He has the right abilities, and he showed his potential. I mean, you said about the match against the goal against Tottenham, the goal against PSV. I remember the winning goals in the Supercopa against Sevilla. I mean, he has the qualities to make it big. But I really hope that this season it will be the big season for him. We will see him explode. I really hope so, because he's not this young. The media used to talk about him as this unprofessional young kid who's not showing up for trainings. He matured a lot from there, and yet alone, even if he is such a, computer geek who loves to play Fortnite. Right. So moving on to the match against Villarreal. Tomorrow night, Barca will play the first match of their season in La Liga, the first official match of Ronald Koeman against Villarreal. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited about this match. What should we expect? We'll start with Rishabh.
It is going to be a tough match, actually, in my opinion. Villarreal are actually a top team this season. With the signings of Pervis Estupinan, they have brought in as a left back, Dani Parejo, then the two strikers, Gerard Moreno and Paco Alcácer, and the former Barcelona player, and with the acquisition of new head coach Unai Emery. Villarreal promises to be a tough opposition for Barcelona, and it is Ronald Koeman's first official game in charge of the club. So he will be a bit nervous, and I just hope he plays the right team. And for me, actually, Messi should start central with Griezmann ahead of him, and both might interchange positions during the match with Ansu Fati and Ousmane Dembele on either wings. And we actually play this match without a natural right back, with just two centre-back options plus Ronald Araujo, and without a natural centre forward too. So Villarreal might sense their chances in this match.
All right. And Harsh, what do you think?
Yeah, like Rishabh said, they have made really, really good signings. It looks like a promising team who will be challenging for maybe top 4 this year. And it'll be a tough game overall. But from the preseason games we've seen, even though we shouldn't look too much into them, we've made plentiful of chances. We have seen encouraging signs of link-up play and everything. So I expect a lot of chances. But on the contrary, we have conceded a lot of chances on the goal end as well, in the defensive side. So all I'm saying is that Koeman needs to be brave. He needs to make good substitutions and needs to solidify the back line before tomorrow, because I think that's the key.
Another thing that we have to remember is that for Villarreal, it's their third official match in the league, and for us, it's the first match. I mean, I guess the players would lack a little bit of rhythm, playing rhythm, that you only can get from official matches. But I for one would expect Coutinho to start. I think that Koeman really loved him in the preseason, and I see him start with him. So I would start with Dembele, but I see Koeman starting with Philippe Coutinho as the number 10. And Messi interchanging with Griezmann as the right winger or as a striker. Just like we saw against Elche. I mean, it wasn't the best match of Barca. It started well, but we can be optimistic about how we looked. What I love about the current Barca is that except for the keeper, Neto or Ter Stegen, and Messi, we see 9 players that pressing all the time. And I would like to see this as much as possible. I mean, it can actually kind of mask the problems that we have in the defense, because I mean, Pique wasn't always, he was never Usain Bolt, but he had players that pressed. I mean, Busquets could tackle more and press more. Players like Xavi and Iniesta used to press all the field. So I think that the team will, as long as the team will press in all the field, we will have better defense. It will affect the defense. What do you think?
Yeah, I totally agree. Even Coman said in his pre-game press conference, that he's trying to implement a high pressing team, and we've seen it work actually. Like in the preseason, even though off ball we tend to just mess up, make some errors, create some gaps, but when you're on the ball and when we concede some chances, we always try to press high, try to get the ball in the midfield or in the final third. So these are some encouraging signs. Common solidifies this concept, this system. But for me, what will define Barca this season is the 5 subs. Coman needs to be brave, not like Setien. He needs to be brave. He needs to make right subs. Needs to give youngsters some time, and yeah, I feel like that'll be a major part.
Now, for the interesting part, let's move along to the match predictions. I would like any one of you to say what he thinks the match will come up to, what the final result will be, and just predict what you think about the game. We'll start with Harsh. Yeah.
Honestly, I have no idea, because we haven't seen much from the team yet. But I'll go for a 3-1. I feel like we will create plentiful of chances, as you have seen. I expect Trincao, maybe even Pedri to come off the bench, Alenia as well, and I expect them to maybe rejuvenate our team and bring some energy in the first half. Maybe when some of the oldies might get tired. But I feel like we'll concede a chance or two, which may lead us to conceding a goal. But that's just my thought. But I'm pretty excited for the match.
All right, Rishav?
Yeah, I would go for a 3-1 Barcelona win as well. I expect Barcelona to create a lot of chances, as Harsh said, but the defense, it's weak, and we might concede some chances from Villarreal too. And with the firepower they have in attack, the likes of Alcacer and Gerard Moreno, I expect them to score as well. Don't expect Barcelona to keep a clean sheet against them, but yeah, we will manage to win the match. 3-1 again.
All right. I, for one, will predict another score, so it will be interesting.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that matches between Barca and Villarreal tend to be very, very good and with a lot of goals. So I will think about a win like a 4-2 for Barca. Oh. I will go for a win, but a win like 4-2. I think that Villarreal's attack and fitness right now makes them they can score 2 goals easily against our defense. Mm-hmm. But I do think that our team can cope with their defense and score 4 goals. Yeah, I see that happening.
Yeah.
So the last topic that we will have is the final words. Every one of us will have 1 minute to talk on a subject that they choose. I, for one, wanted to speak about the Brazilian connection of Barca in the last few years. Why I wanted to talk about it is because of Mateus Fernandes. The Brazilian midfielder arrived from Palmeiras last January, and Barca paid 7 million euros for him. The local media called him the new Busquets, but the Brazilian media didn't know what Barca saw in a player who didn't even play in his last team, Palmeiras. Now it's a few months later, and Koeman doesn't count on him. And it seems like no other team looks at him. is now injured, and we might get stuck with another unwanted player in our squad. But curiously, in the last years, Barca spent, as far as we know, more than 55 million euros on players from the Brazilian league. But all of them turn out to be players with no future at the club or in any elite club. Players like Vitinho, Robert Gonçalves, and of course Douglas all came here and left as unknown players. Is it just bad scouting or shady deals that are part of the corruption in our club? Guess the time will tell that. But if you want to know why our financial status is so bad, take a look at some of the deals signed over the last few years, and you will find the answer. There you go. Now, we will start with Richard. Are you prepared?
Yes, sure.
Go.
I'm going to address the Eric Garcia situation right now. As we all know, Eric Garcia is a former La Masia player, and he left for Manchester City a few years back. And currently, he is at Manchester City, but his current contract expires next year, which means that he will be available for free. But Barcelona seemingly want to sign him right now, and Manchester City's asking price is about 30 million euros, and Barcelona are offering around 10 million, and that was rejected. But their new offer might be around 18 million euros. But the point which I hold here is actually we already have the likes of Ronald Araujo and Jean-Claude Todibo. So why not give both of them a chance in the team this year and then sign Eric Garcia for free next year? That might or just should be an option, rather than spending 18 million or 20 million on a player who will be available for free next year. And there are no other clubs linked with him, and he does want to return home to Barcelona.
All right, great. And Harsh, are you ready?
Yeah.
Go.
Well, yeah. Well, my main topic today was going to be addressing the Messi situation, but I think that's well covered today. So I'll continue my anti-Bartomeu propaganda. I think it's this has been under the notice recently about the Pique Setien and Bartomeu feud. So as you know, Pique Setien was sacked after the 8-2 defeat, but apparently he didn't receive his official statement that he was fired by the club until maybe just a week ago. So yet again, this shows how bad in a place Barcelona is, and the club is highly regarded amongst everyone in the world. But to see such statements like Pique Setien posted on his Twitter and Instagram, even Eder Sarabia retweeted and everything, it just shows that Barcelona is a dumpster fire and we need change.
Great. All right, guys. We covered all the topics. I had a lot of fun myself. I hope that you enjoyed it too. We will see you on the next time. And Forza Barça.